Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the IEN 2025 fall season. The students fresh off a 2-week break for fall break, so ready to get into this. A little bit of a new thing for me as well, but I'm excited to, again, showcase all the wonderful young talent we have throughout Indiana here. And today, it's going to be some Tetrio with my good friend D'Lo. How are we feeling today, my friend?
Dude, I'm so excited. What is Tetrio casting going to look like? Well, that is a question we have yet to figure the answer out to. But in terms of the answer of, are there good players that are going to be abound? Absolutely. We got plenty of peeps that are prestiged and pristine when it comes to their talent they bring to the bricks. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they end up executing.
It's going to be a fun one. I mean, we've got two very talented schools, two very talented individuals. Bluffton, High School, 5-1 on the season. Strixies, hope I'm saying that right, versus Plainfield Ananio, 4-2. These two very close throughout the regular season here, almost the same record to look at. So I think it's going to lead to an exciting 1v1 here today.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, man. Like, for those who might be unacquainted with the PvP element of Tetris, or Tetrio in this case, there's so many more dimensions being added to a game that exists for so long, but those same foundations laid by the bricks that you know and love. Speaking of things you know and love, of course, give a huge shout out to our sponsors as well, Zotac Gaming, for supporting Scholastic Esports in Indiana. You can show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. Make sure to join their community on Discord, and don't you dare forget to use that hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotacUSA when you post.
Yeah, get out there, use the hashtag. Let us know who you might think win today's matchup as we get ready here for this 1v1. And I was learning some new things behind the scenes here myself. So I'm excited to see some big combos here today, see if we can get a lot of garbage thrown in both directions. And as we always talk about, that bare minimum requirement of just going out there and having some fun.
Bingo. I love throwing garbage at people. It's my favorite pastime here. So all these Tetris players, also big fans of it. Players after my own heart here. As we wait to hop in the first match. I mean, Hot Sauce, I know you've been in the labs a little bit. You've been researching, hitting the bricks yourself. I'm very newly acquainted when it comes to the idea of comp Tetris. So can you give us a bit of a walkthrough here? Show me the ropes. What is this going to look like? What are these players thinking of when it comes to getting behind the keyboard?
Well, thanks to production, who was also helping us a little bit, Connie, behind the scenes. But we got to learn a little bit here. These two players going head-to-head. Now, they're going to have the exact same pieces so that nobody's getting difference, but they got the same layout here. We're going to see them getting very, very quickly off to the start in what we like to call the opener. So just trying to set yourself up from clear. And already, Strixie, beautiful, just dominating here. Combo, a big triple right there, and really stacking the pieces and points.
And you can see both players are very much acquainted with the strategy of just trying to aim towards that one side, but you do see it's now actually being a bit more evenly tailed here by the left. Strixie's making sure to keep the pressure going, and that garbage is going to start to add up here. No pressure. Strixie sees an open field.
Yeah, honestly, Strixie's was off to a great start, but we see Ananio beginning to battle back. Unfortunately, all that pressure up into the center. I thought he was going to be down 9 early. Ananio hangs on for a little while longer, but Strixie's playing that well this early. I'm surprised they even have a loss at all. I mean, they just came out swinging, dropping these with a hard drop, the pieces down so quickly here and setting themselves up early. Already this combo, look, 11 pieces, the garbage toss the other side and continues to stack them up.
Okay, want a bit of pressure on the other side now. Wait a second, Ananio going to be able to answer back in flamboyant fashion. This game, it's such a, normally you associate Tetris with, kind of relaxation, calm. You're just dropping bricks into the right place. But no, this can be very highfalutin, high stress, high tension, and high stakes action, especially when you no longer are playing against the computer. It's someone with flesh and blood up against you.
Man, I don't know. I told you before we got going, I was excited for some chill Tetris. Boy, was I wrong. These students are insane. They are dropping pieces faster than my eyes can keep up with. And Ananio, after being down in the first one, finds himself up at the moment. It's going to be Strixie who has to deal with a ton of this garbage here, trying to stack and clear some, but it's getting dangerously close to destruction.
I mean, Hot, think about the difference in comes to a Valorant game. You have a bit of a pre-buy. You have time to reassess, regain that momentum. But here it's just high speed, high octane action all the time. Just go, go, go. Drop all the pieces you can as well as you can until you drop to the grave. Strixie, though, is coming back pretty big here. Actually, now has equalized the fact, and now the garbage all stacked up on the side of Ananio. It's going to be trouble. One last strike, and you're out of here.
Oh my, and it was looking so good for Ananio early, but Strixie's able to battle back here, now regains the lead in this series. And on the bottom left of each of these boards here, you can see that pieces per second, the attack per minute there as well. And man, they just stack it. It comes so quickly. Don't blink and you might miss it.
We're stacking all these long pieces left side for Strixie. A clear method of the madness, and my God, it is madness there for Nanio's got to try to make heads and tails of the chaos. Has a chance there with the LPs, does actually manage to get a bit of relief, but not quite enough. They're going to be sent to the cleaners. It's victory over to Strixie.
3-1 in this one, but man, that was some great back and forth here. And so honestly, it was looking a little bit rough for Nanio. We saw him battle back in the second game. In the third one, it looked like they were about to win. It was Strixie's that came out of nowhere to clinch the dub. So we'll look to get reset here for another run. But so far, one in the bag for Strixie's.
You talked about those stats we should be keeping an eye out, those pieces per minute. And I think the fact of the matter is Strixie just plays it a bit more quickly. If you have the speed, if your mind's able to process all that information, it matters so much. It's not a Twitch shooter, but it feels like one in the sense that fast reaction speeds, lightning, cat-like reflexes is what's going to save or lose the day.
I'm actually baffled at how quickly they're able to navigate the scenery. Obviously, not only are they dropping these pieces incredibly quickly, but in those periffs, they're keeping an eye on the next upcoming 5 pieces. You have the ability to hold a piece for any given moment as well. And so they're sifting through all of this information in what seems like a matter of milliseconds. And I got to say, I'm truly amazed. This is really fun.
This is insanely interesting. It's such a wide departure from, I think, a lot of your typical esports. Blood and guts, no, but still feels just as violent the way we're smacking down pieces with so much ferocity here. It's really just going to be an interesting new venture into a side of esports I don't think it's quite enough attention. I've only been here for like one game. Already I'm saying underrated. More Tetrio, please.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I know you and I were just casting a LAN together on Sunday, stuff that we're used to. But honestly, and now after today, yes, I think I'm going to dive even more deeper into this Tetrio. I mean, these two competitors, the skills there that was truly fun to witness and to be able to cast. I get to say now I'm honestly blessed. So we'll get ready for a next matchup. But that was fun. I'm still surprised at how fast they could recognize these pieces, decipher where they need to go. I mean, we saw both of them really setting themselves up, some crazy combos in there. And again, yeah, insane play of the Tetrio.
So as fast as that information is being processed by the players, by us, I'm sure that our audience is also maybe scratching the heads a little bit. So let's try to break things down when we have a bit of downtime as well. As far as the differences in what you're going to be seeing here for Tetrio, as opposed to your normal single-player casual game of Tetris, is the fact that if you are playing well, not only are you, of course, relieving pressure for yourself in the sense that you have a clear board, but you're also stacking up garbage, attacks, or damage, as it can be also called. Those gray lines that you'd be seeing stack up very rapidly are the danger point that you have to watch out for, because it's not just about how well you're doing, it's about how well your opponent's doing, since the better they are performing, the more that garbage is going to pile up on your side of the screen.
Yeah, we're gonna get ready for 2 more contestants here in just a few moments. I think we're gonna be tuning in here shortly to MPs from Franklin County High School, who is unfortunately 0-3 to start, still searching for that first dub, but a great opportunity to do so now, going up against Blackford Junior Senior High School and Sam Plee, who are 1-5 at the moment as well. 1 dub already on the board, looking to extend that a little bit further. So excited to see these next 2 legends clash here.
We'll be finding out rather shortly. He hippy hopping into the mayhem already. Sam seems like, you're going to tell, they have a slower pace right here, but nonetheless, it is still looking to be a high-pressure one, especially for MPs, who's got to try to appease the pieces as they continue to drop on down and stack up on their side.
Yeah, already throwing some garbage over there, and we saw, again, trying to kind of navigate through those rough issues. Unfortunately, we talked about it. A lot of times you want to try to keep that center area a little bit more clear, because that's where those pieces are dropping from. Once that gets blocked off, you can't put any more pieces down. That's when that loss comes in. And so a quick early one here for EPs. We talked about it, searching for that first dub, and well, off to a great start.
Can't ask for better than that. Build the foundations. It really felt like Sam Plee was kind of playing at their own rhythm and rhyme, whereas MPs was in a bit of a hectic scramble there. once you see that garbage stack up, I think it takes a very cool head to be able to maintain that composure and be able to get a battle back. We saw that once from and on, but it's not going to be the most common scenario. I feel like oftentimes, more often than not, you're going to see the garbage stack up, and whoever really gets that first swing, especially given how quick these rounds can go, those opening 5 seconds, those openers, makes all the more difference.
Yeah, and just finessing these pieces as well. You're trying to rotate it in the most efficient way possible. So, if you can do it with 2 spins as opposed to 3, all of those little things will cut off minute seconds that can end up being a huge difference in a game like Tetrio. So we talked about it. EPs, I think it was, grabs a dub there. So needs to get at least 3 in that series to go on and get the dub before we check out another 1v1. But Sam Pleat looking to battle back here. What was it? Franklin County High School, I think, was EPs, and then Blackford Junior Senior High School for Sam Pleat.
Trying to make them all proud, back on the forefront here. And you talked about the complexity of some of those moves. I remember you talked about the wall kicks, we know the T-spins. Again, it's not just about getting lines cleared, it's about doing it in the most flamboyant, flashy fashion. This is no longer Tetris that you know and love. No, this is Devil May Cry. We're looking for combos. You want to try to see as much of a linkage between your successful moves as possible. Getting a few lines off in isolation is all well and good, but the higher your combo rate is, the more garbage is multiplicative. You stack up more and more attacks for the enemy to have to deal with.
Yeah, and if you can get those back-to-backs, those Tetrises one after other, or combined with a T-spin in consecutive order, that bonus is going to increase with each one of those clears. And you combine that with a ton of combos, it can be devastating for your opponents. It's just a continuous stream of garbage that you then have to try to deal with, all while dealing with your own troubles. So it's good to send that garbage early if you can. Again, trying to get these early openers. You want to stack, get a nice little stack so that you can find combos here just a little bit later into this one.
See, look at it. It's already interesting, the fact that between this 1v1 and the last one, you can tell the pace is a lot more methodical, where we can now maybe lower our voices a little bit. It's not as intense. It's like your regular game here, but once those first lines start to get cleared, that's when the danger starts to begin. I'm seeing MPs do what you asked to do before. Clear that middle a little bit, leave some room for that line piece to never come dropping on it.
Don't we see him? Nobody's holding any pieces just yet. You can see that on the top left of the board there, but 11.024 to 25. I mean, roughly they're dropping at about the same pace right now. No attacks have come in just yet. We see them setting up and again, trying to build these rows in succession, leaving that open spot so you can drop a line, much like we see here on the side of EPs. So a couple lines there, but still searching for some of these combos.
I think that right there, that's going to cost you a little bit. I think we're going for a bit of unideal moves to potentially set up a line play in the future, but you already have nearly 2 pieces stacked up, and now you see the 3 empty gap for MPs on the right side that could have been filled by a line piece to get yourself not only a good combo, some good pressure alleviation, but also an attack on the other end. But no, so far Sampley is home free.
Hanging on for now and trying to build a little bit of a leeway for themselves. Unfortunately, gets a little bit of a misplay there, and that's going to open up the board a little bit. It's going to make some of these combos a bit tougher for Sam to find. So hope he can find a way to squeak out, but EP's looking like they're in the driver's seat at the moment. They just got to find a way to finalize this round as well.
Look how many line pieces are being stacked up there. Maybe you go for the hold instead. We've not seen them instead. They're not holding back, but you're starting to deliver the punches and you're hitting yourself instead. All these line pieces are causing so much havoc, and does not seem like MPs can take the heat. Sampley takes the round.
Sampley, again, another knockout here as well, up on top. Honestly, it was a bit of back and forth, but it seems like once we got a little bit of that garbage at the bottom there for EPs, was trying to find a way to build up so that they could maybe sneak something into the side and find a big combo there. It just felt like that piece never quite came for them, and so unfortunately going to fall to the wayside in this one. It might have been a 3-0. We might have jumped in a game late for this one, as it does look like there are 3 ticks up there for Sampley.
Not too shabby for my friend Sampley. I do agree. I think M, unfortunately, just kind of had a couple misplays that can very quickly cost you a lot. You saw that 3 gap, right? That could have been filled by a line piece. That could have been a large combo for yourself. That could have gotten, I think, 3 lines cleared away. Instead, nothing's cleared away. You got to, at some point, mop it all up. It's the classic question of, Do you decide to clean your room bit by bit every day, or do you wait for the laundry to stack up to an insurmountable amount? And then I got to do laundry today, actually, and low-key, it is looking like the latter. So I do understand the instinct, but it could cost you at the very end.
Yeah, and I think we saw that on the EP side. They were trying to squeeze some pieces in. They were trying to make it work. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure. I mean, it comes at you quicker than it appears on screen. And so we did see a lot of those little spots that were just kind of disoriented all throughout the board there. And it made it tough to find those combos. And I think that's the problem with Tetrios. Once you get a few problems stacking up, they really then begin to pile up, like you mentioned. And it's a little bit tougher to deal with at that time. So excited for the next one, though. We've gotten a 3-1 in our first series. I believe a 3-0 in that second one. So a couple pretty dominating performances so far here today.
What I also like is the fact that they are not all operating at the exact same level, right? I think we could tell from the first, there's a few more hours put behind this game by our friends Anon, as well as, we're getting the name of the victor, gosh darn it. But there it is, Strixie's our victor, taking it. Those two clearly, I think, had a lot more time invested in this, but it shows you the ceiling. It's higher than the game board. The game board is only like 7 feet up, right? It's like only like 7 blocks. So it's honestly, ceiling, sky's the limit. They can go very, very far here. So our friends, MPs, does not need to worry about the fact that they didn't quite get the victory up there against Sampley. Both of these players still have tons of room for improvement. That's always what we want to see here from our young esports talent.
Yeah, and again, it's just about coming out, competing, having some fun, and what better way to do that with some fun video games like Tetrio. I'm telling you, I'm going to get back to the drawing board here when I get a little free time in a week or so and dive into this a little bit myself. I've been learning a lot. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a game that anybody can sit down and play and have fun. But to take it to that next level, there's a lot of little intricacies here that I think maybe a lot of people don't necessarily realize as well.
You know what this game's missing, though, Hot Sauce? One big thing's missing. Cosmetic DLC, baby. We need microtransactions. What are we doing here, folks? When do I get a 6th skin for my Tetris piece? I want it to look like John Cena. I want my Tetris piece to look like John Cena. When does that come in? Then maybe I'll start to mess with this game a bit harder, you know?
Okay, here we go. That I think that's maybe just the young blood in you. I like the classic scenery of the Tetrio here.
Me too.
And I've heard a couple good tunes in the background of some of these games as well. Some nice little trumpet music, and so. But again, it's just fun to see these students getting a platform to come out, compete on, have an extracurricular activity, be involved with an esports, create a team, work on that team chemistry, communication. Obviously here in Tetrio, it's a little more 1v1 style, but just the fact that they get an opportunity to compete in something like this, I think is truly amazing.
And you want to know it's all thanks to Hot Sauce, our friends at LANFest. This broadcast is all part of LANFest Scholastic Esports program, a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LANFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts just like this one to Scholastic leagues in Washington and, of course, Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge, to the leagues, schools, and teams we cover. Your generous donations are the things that make that possible. Every $200 raised covers the operating costs for one regular season broadcast. If you appreciate our work, please scan that QR code on the screen and donate today.
I saw someone updating us in chat as well that the Tetrio Plus is a thing that exists and you can make your own skins using that. So they said, D'Lo, you no more have any excuses. Get your John Cena skins, get out there and play some Tetrio yourself.
Oh, dear God, that's so scary for me. My free time is about to go down the tubes. Hot Sauce is not going to see me for weeks. And the day I come out, it's going to be with long fingernails, a haggard face. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to know how to hit those T-spins.
There you go. The T-spins to win, baby. Back-to-backs, all kinds of combos to be had, and a ton of fun here so far with IEN 2025 fall season. Again, brought to you by LANFest. Big shout out to the sponsors here today as always for a great cause when we get to, again, showcase what wonderful talent we have throughout many different states. But today, Indiana is on the board here, and all kinds of different titles. I've had the pleasure of casting some iRacing over here, and from Tetrio to Valorant, Rocket League. I mean, there's really just something there for everybody.
What's faster, the the racing cars that they have there for iRacing or the speed with which Strixie is dropping down these line pieces. I'm inclined to say it's the latter. 80 miles per hour? Nah, that dude's synapses are snapping off in a millisecond, a nanosecond. It is truly crazy. And I have a feeling that we haven't even scratched the surface, right? Like, this is the first 2 games, Hot Sauce. There's so many levels to this, I'm sure. I don't know where it goes, but I very much am looking forward to hopping down that pipeline and getting a bit more in the weeds on this game, which clearly has a ton of depth to it.
Honestly, if me and my eyes didn't feel old before today, I certainly do now after watching Strixie and Ananio play, because they were dropping those pieces lightning fast. I was glad that we got a little bit of a breather in our second game so I could slow things down and start to understand some of the mentality of these players a little better. So, you know, I think it's a great point to make as well, that there are these different, you know, obviously different skill gaps. That's why we talked about it earlier. It's really a game that anybody can sit down and get involved with, play, have some fun with friends or family, and then maybe start to get competitive and then take it to that next level.
Those are the best games, if you ask me, for esports and just in gaming in general. I think there's so much appeal to when something has easy entry, but also a lot of room for development. I think that's what makes Rocket League such an interesting game. It's like such a simple concept. And Tetris, what better way to understand and get into an esport? Because it's a concept that we all understand. Who doesn't know that the greatest savior, it's not Batman, it's not Superman, it's not Captain America, it's the line piece, the original hero.
The line piece, you know, and that's an important thing to watch for as well. Like we said, these players are able to hold one piece at a time. And so they can hold that piece for a later point. Maybe if you get that line piece very, very early, you tuck it to the side, you begin to build like a side well, get those stacks up, and then drop that piece. Look for at least 3 lines of a big combo to start sending some very early garbage to your opponent, because it seems like, and not always, we've seen at least one comeback today, but the teams that come out swinging early, get those first 4 or 5 stacks of garbage, it's pretty hard to come back from that at times.
Yeah, and it's even harder if you're a lazy soul like my friend over here on the screen, relatable, up against the Lego Master. Oh no, we got a Master Builder here. That is going to be rough. Hopefully, our friend Lazy Soul can pick up the pace and make sure they put in the effort.
Well, I saw a lot of cheers in chat saying you got to watch Lazy Soul, so I wouldn't be surprised if both of these individuals are incredibly talented, and Lazy Soul is stacking them, and stacking them fast. He's got plenty of...
What?
Oh, he's just throwing garbage the other direction. It was Lego Master that tossed the first couple rows, but just like that, he finishes them.
The weight of the sky crashes down on Lego Master's shoulders like the Titan Atlas. Did you see how many combos they got off? 2 quad T-spins? That was just, or 2 double T-spins, but the quad piece combo as well? That was disgusting, and it's not stopping now.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely baffled right now. I mean, you look at it, 40 pieces, 41 pieces. You got your pieces per second there on the left side of your screen at the bottom. 51 now with a 35 attack per second is insane. Lazy Soul up by 2 very, very early in this one.
Oh, my good. It continues to be insane. One more round is all Lazy Soul needs, and I don't think they're going to have any mercy for your eternal soul, Lego Master. You'll be sleeping with the fishes momentarily, or maybe sleeping beneath a giant pile of garbage.
I mean, I'm taking a quick look at these school rosters here. Lazy Soul is 7-0, which Lego Master is 5-2. He's got a ton of wins as well, but Lazy Soul looking to remain undefeated. We're seeing Lego Master battle back a little bit, though. He's starting to send some big... Oh, it's a double T-spin, though, from Lazy Soul to battle back in again.
It's over. The moment that they drop the line piece into the garbage, they're using their own attacks as a reversal. It's a turning point. They heel turn, they pivot, and they smack you right back in the face and out without a trace. What a brilliant performance from an unassuming name.
Yeah, Lazy Soul, that's a little bit deceiving, I think, huh? Because that man, or that player, excuse me, was putting in a ton of hard work there. Who beats him this season? 7-0, now 8-0. Is there anybody that can stop the Lazy Soul?
Not gonna be me. I'm not getting near that guy.
Yeah,
my soul
me either.
be torn out of my body. Dear God. I think there were moments where Lego Master actually did manage to assert some pressure, but the issue is, it's now the question of what do you do out of those situations? What do you do when you're tossed into the garbage? The fact that Lazy was able to utilize it with a proper attack, again, with that line piece, I didn't get to watch. I really want to pay attention. I completely forgot to. I'm kicking myself. I want to see if these players, once you get to these higher ranks, are they holding pieces? Did you get a look? I didn't get to see, and I'm curious if that's part of the success and why they are at the top.
Honestly, I was just so focused on how quickly these pieces were dropping. I mean, Lego Master at one point looked like he was about to take a game away from Lazy Soul. It was a double T-spin that really put the reverse on there. We see from some of these wonderful people in chat, though, that Lazy was the previous state champ. And so maybe we could see why this individual is still undefeated.
Jeez Louise, man. All right. Enough about the past, though. We're going to be hopping into the future just a moment. A new match coming at you. It's King Amon versus the Pickle. Oh, is it? Maybe not. Pickle I am, and here we are into the game once again. Seems like we're going to go back to a bit more of a slowed down pace. Thank God.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of breather. We are seeing these players hold a piece. You can see right there, King Amon holding that long line piece here as well and trying to set himself up for it. But it's a couple early breaks here from Pickle I am, and unfortunately, no big combos, so no sending of the garbage just yet.
Here it comes, though. Two-piece on the way. And notice that that red bar on the left side does indicate how much garbage is incoming. One more line of it stacked up at you. But Pickle does have ways here to answer back. Don't get too hasty, honestly. Stack up enough for a combo of your own, because we still have not seen any attacks be made on the Kingdom of Amon.
Yeah, a little back and forth early, but unfortunately, it's just been a few lines at a time and not able to find those combos for Pickle just yet. Starting to build up side of King Amon. We see a line of garbage for both, and now it's King Amon to send one more the other direction. It looks like King Amon has a really good stack here as well, and he potentially could be dropping this line piece that he was holding, except he gets another one in the bag for free, and now starts to stack some damage the other way.
This is not going to be quite yet the killing blow, but it's the precipice of it. We're starting to see the preamble, but double right back does actually get a bit of garbage on the side here of Amon, and they're not going to finding an easy means of clearing it. You do see a couple gaps in those bottom two layers. Line pieces stacked up early, do have the hold now in the zigzag, but you do see Pickle I am on their side. They are refusing to hold on to anything.
Yeah, you know, it's getting a little bit scrappy for King Amon as well. We see a lot of these gaps and spaces in here, but he's starting to navigate through it well. He's got that piece that he's holding. He's able to drop. He'll tuck one more into the pocket as well. We don't really see Pickle holding any of these pieces just yet, but still fighting tooth and nail to bring it back. That garbage starting to pile up, though, and now things getting a little bit dangerous.
It's not even just about holding something that you could use for yourself, but maybe holding something you don't want to see right now, and we saw that early. These quad pieces have been kind of killers, because now you have no way to fill in those gaps. Instead, it's a skill gap in the game one. The King remains on top.
On top for the time being, but you got to do it 3 times here if you want to come away the victor. And I mean, I felt like that one was very close at the start. It wasn't until we saw that garbage really start to stack up that we saw Pickle begin to have a little bit of that trouble. So luckily, it is, you know, the first to 3. So you've got some room to bring it on back. I'd love to see him tie this series up, but it does look like there might be 2 ticks already in this one.
Dangerous territory here for the Pickle. You dare challenge me, says the King, and the Pickle, Jester, I suppose, funny name, is going to try their darndest. Let's see what the future holds. Right now what we're holding is, once again, King Amon with these line pieces and Pickle with Swat.
Yeah, but he's stacking up rows at a time there, and that's how you get that garbage sent over. So it was Pickle to send the first row of attack, or the first row of garbage over, but King Amon able to deal with it easily here. Will drop a big line as well, and now start to do some damage of their own.
I wish we'd held that line for the right side instead of going for the DPs there. That seemed like a bit of a misplay, but nonetheless, we're doing okay, staying alive. You can see slowly stacking. And those quad pieces, those squares are really killing Pickle repeatedly. That was what really kind of resulted in the downfall of the last game we got to see. So hopefully Pickle can find a way to utilize this. Another one comes in.
Yeah, I mean, the attack per minute is about the same. It's actually favoring Pickle at the moment, but the pieces per second is what's favoring King Amon. So they're certainly battling back and forth. It appears that Pickle has a slight advantage as we see King Amon start to reel it back a little bit. Both of these guys digging down to the trenches to fight for this one now. We see him starting to stack some more here.
Nice.
If we could just find a big line piece, which we see is coming up next for Pickle, maybe some big moves. A 3-liner would be a combo, but he's going to fall just a piece short and only gets the double.
Okay, you know what? We'll take that. Still some relief, but Pickle is slowly but surely starting to fall into a deficit. No garbage quite yet in rooting. King Amon's feeling pretty confident. Waiting for that line piece they know is in the queue. Again, these players can also see the queue coming up, so they're very aware. The line piece, or rather an L piece, in pocket here for the King as well. it makes sense for the King to have all the resources at their disposal, I suppose, but the Pickle Peasant is going to have to try their best.
Yeah, honestly, we see King Amon holding some pieces, and that might be just a little bit of a difference maker there for them. It's allowed them to get some key combos that we haven't quite seen from Pickle. Again, Pickle started off very well in this one, but once this garbage starts to pile up and that pressure begins to thicken a little bit, that's where those rough waters come into play. Right now, navigating them well, but still needs a combo, and that piece to the side there, now stacking toward the mid, could spell trouble for Pickle.
I was looking at King Amon. I didn't even realize how the Pickle Posse's going, and it's not the prettiest at the moment. You see combos coming in further, garbage about to stack up, and at this point, it's all curtains from here. One more bite of the dill, and King Amon shows him the deal. It's a victory for the King.
Yeah, I really thought Pickle had that one. I was pulling for him because I wanted to see another game between these two players. That was, I thought that was a fairly evenly matched there, but Pickle had a great start. Again, just kind of fell a little bit short once it started stacking up. I mean, when that garbage stacks up, you also have less time to react and make those decisions as well. So a great job of trying to do it on the fly. We fall just a little bit short, but hey, that's the great thing about this regular season. There's plenty of more matches ahead of us and plenty more opportunities.
I am just dumbfounded by how sick this game is, man. It's just like simple geometry. Small little squares being stacked on top of small little squares, but there's a lot of intrigue there that we have not even gotten to crack the opening layer of. We're still getting into it, and we're actually getting into another game right here. It seems like Sampley's back on the action up against James.
Sampley, we saw Sampley grab a dub a little bit earlier here today, so we'll see if he can get a two-peat, but it looks like Sampley might be in just a little bit of early trouble over here. James is stacking him, and look at this nice big open area he's got here. He'll try to slide one. It does create a little bit of a problem, but with another line piece, we could see a big combo, and if you take a look at the pieces over there, he's just a few away.
The hero you need. I need a line piece. Ooh. I'm holding on for a line piece till the morning light. We're about to find it right now, and that's going to be massive. But what can you follow it up with? You do have an LP, so significant amount of long pieces. Are they going to go for the secondary? No, they're actually going to try to continue to stack up. Yeah, it's exactly what you asked for, Hot Sauce. And Sampley on their side, a bit more willy-nilly. Does not seem like they're experienced in terms of being on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough. Like we said, the pressure comes in. It starts to add quickly. You know, these players make it look easy, but it's tough. And when they start falling as fast as they are, the pieces continue to pile up. And sometimes that's just the way the cookie or the Tetrio crumbles here as James will take a dub in this one.
5-2-4-4. That's the amount of bodies that have fallen at James's feet. Out of the players they have decapitated with the power of their line piece. No, so far so good, honestly. And Sampley, we know they have the spirit of a victor. They have the heart of a champion. They've won before. They can do it again. I believe, actually, if I'm not mistaken, the ticks don't lie, Hot Sauce. This is all the way Game 5 of the best of 5. Let's see who gets the tiebreaker.
Oh, we got to go down to the wire. These two players have been duking it out all day here before we got in. And Sampley, again, looking for his second dub on the day. Will he be able to find it here? It comes down to the final game. You couldn't ask for a better series.
I think there's a lot of hesitation for James's moves. Oftentimes they have the ghost piece already in the right spot, but they wait a little bit. And they give it that extra 0.5 seconds hesitation that you don't see a lot of other players doing. And sometimes that 0.5 seconds in a game as fast-paced as this can make all the difference.
Certainly can. We talk about it. All that little minute detail begins to add up over time. We see it 20 pieces per second for the side of James. Almost half of that right now for Sampley. We'll see if he's got a little trick up his sleeve, though. He needs something here to battle back.
Here comes the garbage. 2 layers of it back. The stack from James looking a bit messy at the moment. But now with that square piece, and that's the difference we were talking about, those squares, how they can fill very pivotal gaps so efficiently. And if you can chain them together as well, it works so well because it covers so much ground and you don't have to even worry about the gaps being left behind. Triple there, match for a double there. LeBron James here on the field. And Sampley stacking up the garbage on their side once again. How do they get the pressure off?
Yeah, that's, well, you know, we said it before, we'll probably say it again. That's where diamonds are made, through all of that pressure here. And Sampley doing a great job of dealing with it momentarily, but now that damage, that garbage starting to stack up. James almost a clear board here as well. The freedom to do with what they please, and Well, we see that line piece as well. If he can fill in this middle area, which he does with that L piece, it's going to mean another combo coming right here and something else that Sam's going to have to deal with.
I'm going to sound like a broken record hop, but the way these yellow squares are being used, I very rarely see James putting them in the center unless it already has a gap that it can be perfectly filled by it. Oftentimes we're on the sides instead, and whereas you can see Sampley, oftentimes those gaps that have coverage are around where those squares lie. Where you might be lying is in a shallow grave because Sampley is on death's door.
Yeah, knocking at the door of the loss. It comes down to game 5 as James tries to strike the final nail into the coffin, but Sampley is holding on. He's not ready to go silently into the night. He fights tooth and nail, but it's only a matter of time, and a nail biter all the way to game 5. James will clinch the victory.
I'm a bit sad we didn't get to see the rounds where Sampley had control. I'm curious what difference there was in the strategy on the offensive and defensive angles that allowed them to get to this point. But nonetheless, you can feel proud. You stepped up to our friend James, and you didn't quite come to the victory, but you did come up with some good experience.
Hey, Sam already has a dub on the day, so you can't be upset. You've already got one dub. Hey, the second one doesn't go your way, but it's back to the drawing board. There's a lot to be learned in. It went all the way to a game 5. I think maybe the first game 5 we've seen on screen today. So a very competitive matchup and certainly something to be proud of.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, you're here, like you said, partially for fun, but also partially for the knowledge you can gain. And being that it's the kind of early days of the season, there's still so much time. You're just on the back of a break too, right? You're talking about the fall break aspect of things. You're kind of getting the wheels juiced up. You're starting to spin the gears. You're starting to get warmed back up, put some blood and pulse back in the fingers, and then you can start to get rip roaring to go once we feel like we're back in the rhythm and flow.
Yeah, and you got to remember, like you said, I mean, these students are fresh off a 2-week fall break, just getting back into the swing of things. Obviously, it was fall break. They were probably playing these games for fun as well, but now back into the competitive scene here with some of your peers. And so, sometimes you got to knock off maybe a little bit of that rust or those early first game jitters here. It's nice that they get to play multiple different series on the day as well, just in case that might happen to be a case. So I believe we got one more exciting matchup for us here on the day as well, which I'm really excited about. I'm almost sad that it's coming to a close because this has been something new, but something really, really fun for me.
Something I didn't know that I needed, but now every fiber of my being craves more Tetrio esports. Every waking moment of my day, I'm going to go to school tomorrow, teach my kids, just be like, everything makes me think of Tetrio. And I see a block on my desk. I'm like, man, wish I was out there casting some more Tetrio. I see a Rubik's Cube that Hot Sauce got on his desk. I'm like, dang, dog, get me back in the booth there to do that Indiana esports shindig once again. But I'm sure we'll have more opportunities in the future. And like you said, we got one more round of opportunity to cast some good esports.
I'm loving it. Again, we talk about all the various different titles over here within the Indiana Esports Network. And so there's really something for everybody. And so it's nice to see so many young kids getting to showcase their talent, getting to have fun, getting to step into that competitive realm a little bit, learn some sportsmanship and things like that. So, it's always a fun time over here at the IEN.
Big fan of sportsmanship, big fan of esports in general, and big fan of growth and development for our players. Speaking of, y'all want to play esports in college? College, you say? Yes, in college. Now you can. Search hundreds of collegiate esports programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Scholarships exist for players, shoutcasters, and more. That's us. Hey, that's cool. So list all of your talents. Verified college coaches are searching LOS Portal now to find you. IEN students, sign in to manage your prospect profile where you start automatically updating those stats. LOS Portal is free. Don't miss your chance to get discovered. Visit portal.leagueos.gg and level up your future.
It's great to see such young talent getting so many more opportunities to better themselves in live as well. You get college scholarship opportunities. I know we just did a LAN where we got to see some of that as well, and students, going ahead and taking that next step into college. So, I love the fact that they get these opportunities. You have things like League OS Portal that make it that much easier for them as well. Truly great to see. So a lot of fun. One more final matchup here, and we might just have the undefeated Lazy Soul back up here. I don't envy their opponent, but the nice thing is if you upset somebody like Lazy Soul, I mean, what an amazing feat that would be.
Run, OP. You don't know what you're getting into. Get out of there, buddy. You're not too late. No, they're going to be fine, I believe. Hopefully. We'll find out. Lazy Soul steps up and cracking the knuckles. They're ready to go right back to the gun.
Well, if those are right up top, Opie is 5-0. Opie's 5-0. Lazy Soul is 8-0. We might just have a match in our hands. Opie comes out swinging. There's a stack of garbage. Lazy Soul battling back. He navigates it nicely. He drops it out. He tosses the garbage to the curb, and now he's trying to bring it back.
Those two line pieces were so pivotal. They're actually managing to fight back the combos, singles and triples abound. And now you can see it's Lazy Soul. They got to pick up the pace. They instantly erase all of the traction, all the progress Opie tried to make. But man, oh man, has it been intense.
This is insane. And now a quad, a big combo coming out from Opie. Trying to battle back. He needs a big line on the side, but Lazy Soul dropping bombs. 126 pieces per second. Gets the first dub on the board. We are in for one heck of a match.
This is Dragon Ball Tetrio, baby. This is like what Goku would do if he was at Super Saiyan 2 and decided to put his hand to learning this esport. But dear God, Opie is clearly a match made in heaven, but it must be hell for Lazy Soul to find themselves off the back end. A double T-spin there once again for Opie. That's going to be a lot of garbage.
Yeah, that's a back-to-back, and those begin to add up. It's pieces per second that favors Lazy Soul, but the attack per minute is favoring Opie. He's looking to drop bombs. He's trying to battle back, and Lazy Soul, for the first time we've seen, gets at least a loss in a series. Opie, neither of these players have a loss on the board, both fighting for that undefeated season.
This very well could go to 5. We're going to have the luxury, the privilege to see all potential 5 games of it. Big combos there being put up here. Another T-spin, the mini S-spin. I'm seeing moves that I've never even heard of.
Back to back on the T-spin. He wall kicks it in on the lower spot, but Lazy Soul is fought back. He's dropping bombs. 28 per minute on the attack. Lazy Soul, it was looking a bit scary, but hey, he's found his stride once again. He's up 2-1 in the series and only needs one more.
Mom told him to get up out of bed, and he says, just 5 more minutes. You don't have 5 more minutes, buddy. Against a opponent like Opie, it can be turned around in just a second. A quad single combo. The L spins. Every letter in the alphabet's being thrown right at you, but Opie's got a clear board.
Opie is destroying down here, and he's really stacking up the garbage for Lazy Soul. But all of a sudden, that's why Lazy Soul is so dangerous. And he fights back here. We're almost at an even board as Opie begins to take the lead. The T-spin, the quad, and he's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him.
It's spring cleaning the May. The way this man is taking out garbage, sponsored by Hefty. Those trash bags are durable. Opie manages to very handily get themselves out of a very tight spot. That T, they put in just the wrong spot to allow themselves to clear in the future rows, but they actually managed to still fight their way back. You're never out of it here in Tetrio.
Triple J spin to a quad to a back-to-back, now finding a double. There's an L spin as well from Opie. He's trying to serve up Lazy Soul his first loss, the previous state champ, but Lazy Soul's battled back, and now it's Opie that finds themselves in trouble.
Only one of these players can leave undefeated. One must leave their head hung in shame. It's Lazy Soul. They've been usurped. Opie on top.
D'Lo said, Opie, run for it. Opie said, you don't know me, D'Lo. You better throw some respect on the name. It's Opie, 6-0 on the regular season. He serves up the first loss that Lazy Soul has probably seen in quite some time. Your former state champ. What a competitive series between these two juggernauts.
Dude, what is this game?
What is going on?
I'm genuinely so, I am so confused. Okay, no, I'm not. I understand exactly what happened. It's the fact that Opie does an amazing job at utilizing the garbage attacks against Lazy Soul, and they're such a juggernaut when it comes to coming back. They are the comeback king. Again, I feel like so many times we would see that deficit just stack up and you'd never be able to work your way out, dig yourself out of that trench. But Opie's a master of it. Dude's got an excavator. The way he was just able to so effortlessly weave out of those situations with back-to-back T-spins, L-spins, J-spins, XYZ spins. It was insane.
Yeah, I mean, Lazy Soul, equally as talented. I feel like these are two players that you could make them play 10 times, and there's a very good chance that both of them win 5. I mean, this was a lot of fun to watch, but you know, at some point you have to take a loss. It's only in regular season. I would not be surprised if we see these two legends clash again somewhere in the championship or the postseason. But for now, it is Opie that remains undefeated. Opie is a girl as well, so my apologies. But Opie absolutely dominating. She is going to remain undefeated on the regular season, and just what an absolute cinema that she put on in this one.
You're queen. You dropped this. Just take your crown back, buddy. You got it. That's all you. Hail, not worthy. Beautiful work, and what a great way to end our day. That's the last series we're gonna have for you today. But Hot Sauce, you could not ask for better gameplay. Not only for our inaugural showing of Tetrio, but for the ending series of the entire day's stream. Beautiful work.
I mean, we had two best of fives, but that last one between Opie and Lazy Soul was truly phenomenal to watch. I am just ecstatic at how much fun this was. I truly feel honored to be a part of it all, and I'm very thankful
Likewise.
that Indiana Esports Network and LandFest invited me to cast this here with you, D'Lo, because this is truly an unforgettable experience.
Dude, that was sick. That was so sick. I gotta research so much stuff after this. We're gonna be in the booth.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking about this for a while.
We have to
We're
do
gonna be in
this
the
again.
lab.
This was so much fun.
Yes, and hopefully we'll be given that opportunity. Unfortunately, as far as other series, that will not be the case for today. So thank you all very much for watching Indiana Esports Network Tetrio action. I've been D'Lo, joined here in the booth by my companion Hot Sauce. We've had almighty eyes in the sky, Connie and Taylor, keeping the prod lights on and the cam steady. Please thank our production for all they do. We could not yell at games without them. And last, certainly not least, thank you, loyal, obedient viewer, for your time. We hope you've enjoyed these series just as much as we have. Keep an eye to the sky for more IEN action coming at you. Until then, though, good games and good night.